Hey, what's up, you guys? Today we're going to be looking at the astrology chart of Megan the Stallion. So, to start off with Megan the Stallion's astrology chart, we need to know her big three combo, which is her sun sign, her moon sign, and her rising sign, or her ascendant sign. So, to start off, Meg the Stallion has an Aquarius sun, she has a Leo moon, and she has a Taurus ascendant or Taurus rising. So, this is an interesting uh, top three combo uh, because Aquarius, Leo, and Taurus are all fixed signs. So, Meg the Stallion is an Aquarius sun, and you can tell the traits of being an Aquarius sun are someone that is quirky. They're a little bit weird and unusual. She's really into anime. She's really into a lot of unusual things or unconventional things that you really wouldn't see normal black girls interested in. I'm not saying that just because you're black that you can't be into anime. Aquarius are known to have unusual tastes. So it is unusual for black people to see a public figure like Meg the Stallion who has in a way street cred. With her being a rapper, she has street cred. But she's into a lot of other things. Like she is a student, she's into anime, so it's she's not like the stereotypical hood chick, if that makes sense. Now we go to her Leo moon, and this is what gives her this big personality that we see. Honestly, when I see this Leo moon, I automatically think of her hair. No wonder this girl's hair is always on point because Leos are known for their lion mane, and so with the moon being in Leo, and us knowing her for being this rapper, for her outlandish hair and her extravagant wigs, it kind of I that's what I can see in her astrology. And then we have her Taurus rising. She actually is a Taurus rising, but there's a little bit of Gemini in her first house. So the rising sign is the personality. So with Taurus, a zodiac sign that is ruled by Venus, this would make a person quite girly. She created a persona of the hot girl. So I see that play out with her Taurus rising. So when I see a Taurus rising, I also see Meg how she's very girly. She's into doing her own makeup. She's into looking pretty and feeling pretty and dressing pretty. Taurus is a sign that represents the materials of life, someone that can be very materialistic. So that kind of shows how, she's into the designer clothes, designer luxury items. So that kind of all goes into this personality that we see from her. She actually has Lilith in her first house in Taurus. So Lilith in the first house in Taurus shows that this person is very much into women's rights, women's liberation, sexual liberation for women, with the whole hot girl persona and hot girl summer. It's a lot of this idea that, well, Meg is a big advocate for girls requiring other dudes to have money if they want them. So that's just something a little bit that I see with Lilith in Taurus in the first house. A lot of, with it being in the first house, because the first house is the personality, that's why I see a big focus on being an unconventional woman and connecting with women. So then you see in her first house, she has Gemini on the cusp. With the Taurus in the first house, we see her as the hot girl that is pretty girly, who likes to dress up and, has a distinct voice. But with Gemini being in there, that kind of, she is known to be this talkative person, someone that communicates, and she's a rapper. So it kind of all comes together, if that makes sense. Then we look at Meg's second house. She has a second house that is ruled by Gemini. So the second house supports the first house. So, what supports this personality that we see from Meg? What supports this hot girl persona? Well, with Gemini there, this personality is supported by how this person communicates. Okay, she is able to um, think of things off the top of her head. She has a lot of knowledge. Gemini is about knowing little facts and being able to express that. So that's what I see in her second house. She also has a little bit of Cancer in her second house. So when you combine Gemini and Cancer in the second house, you see a person that is able to creatively express their communications, whether that's their views, how they think. So she's able to communicate creatively, and that supports this persona that she has as a rapper. And then we go to her third house, which is in Cancer. And what I see from this is, well, the third house can represent the neighborhood that we grew up in. And she is known to be the Houston hottie. She's always throwing out that phrase, and she's always paying homage to Houston. So when you have Cancer in the third house, this person has a lot of emotional connection to the place that they grew up in. And then we move on to her fourth house. She has her fourth house, or Leo is in her fourth house. And the fourth house has to deal with our inner selves. It has to deal with our ancestry, sometimes our family, sometimes our mother. So when I see Leo in the first house, I think of this person as probably the most known person in her family, if that makes sense. Like, she's probably the most famous in her family. So that's kind of what I see. Someone that has really big feelings, maybe. Someone that is very expressive about their feelings. So that's what I see with Leo in the fourth house. She has Mars in Leo in the fourth house, and her Mars is actually retrograde. So from what I see, she may have a bit of an anger issue. Yeah, she may have a bit of an anger issue, because when Mars is retrograde, when any planet is retrograde, this person has to go within themselves, and it's more of it's more of like you're looking inside yourself and reflecting on how this planet's energy affects you. So she may have a bit of an issue with aggression. She may have an anger issue. So that's just something to note. And then we move on to her fifth house. She actually has an intercepted fifth house. So it starts off in Leo, and then you see the moon is at the beginning of her fifth house, and the fifth house is about being creative, having fun. Sometimes it's about the kids that we have in life. So with her fifth house starting out in Leo, it just goes to show, she likes to have fun. This is like hot girl summer, those vibes, and she's always drinking and partying, and she's known, that's how she likes to have fun. And with it being in Leo, and with the moon being in Leo in the fifth house, she has again an emotional connection to having fun. And then she has Virgo, that is the intercepted zodiac sign, in her fifth house. So she may like to have fun, but she may be very particular about how she likes to have her fun. With Virgo is a mutable sign, so that means you're able to connect with a lot of people. So that's how she also likes to have fun. She likes to connect with others. And then she has a little bit of Libra, a little bit of Libra in the fifth house, since this is an intercepted house. So with that little bit of Libra energy in there, I think this also coincides with her hot girl summer and girls being able to have fun, girls being able to feel liberated in a way while they're having fun. And Libra, she maybe like I just see something like she likes the experience to be beautiful or to be surrounded by beauty. So that's what I see in her fifth house. And then we move on to her sixth house. She has her sixth house starting in Libra. So the sixth house is the day to day. This is our daily routines, what we do for work. Work and career are two different things, so I'll get into career later on in her chart. But with Libra being in the sixth house, this is another house where Venus rules. So I see a person that she has to get glammed up for her job. She has to wear makeup. Her hair has to be on point. Libra's also creative, so she has she's involved in the arts. So that's what I see from her sixth house. She also has a little bit of Scorpio energy in her sixth house, which kind of shows that she may like to be in control of her work life, or maybe someone else is controlling her work life. She has her North Node in her sixth house, but her North Node is in Scorpio. So she is known for or she will be known for the work that she does in life, because the North Node is our destiny. It's kind of how we're gonna be seen in the world, or how we're gonna be remembered in a way. So she wants to be remembered as, or maybe she will be remembered kind of as this. I mean, she'll be known for a lot of things, but a lot of it, she'll be known for her sexuality, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, she's very sexual. Her lyrics can be very sexual. So then we move on to her seventh house. And her seventh house actually starts in Scorpio, and she has her part of fortune in her seventh house. So seventh house is about connections and our relationships, our friendships, our partnerships. So she gets lucky by who knows her. Like that phrase when people say it's about who you know and all that. That kind of is what I'm seeing in when I see someone's seventh house. It's like you're lucky to have certain people around you to put you or to make you famous in a way. She also has Pluto in the seventh house, but her Pluto is in Sagittarius, so there's a little bit of Sagittarius in her seventh house. With Pluto being in the seventh house, I see we have to think of a sense of control. Now, with it being in the seventh house, it could be she likes to control her relationships, or she may feel controlled by her relationships. I know that sounds pretty vague, but there's, a lot of times celebrities are controlled by other people. So that may be something that I see. Now let's talk about her eighth house. So she has Sagittarius in her eighth house, and Jupiter is actually in her eighth house in Sagittarius. So with Jupiter in Sagittarius, this person was going to be. This person more than likely was going to be famous. This person was going to be known. This person was going to have a certain amount of knowledge, maybe, going to be able to travel easily, or, have the means to travel, have the means to have an education. But the eighth house is about the dark secrets of the world sometimes, our sexuality, the occult. It can mean a lot of things. So, with Jupiter there and it being in Sagittarius, her eighth house, she's going to learn a lot of secrets that come with being quote unquote successful in the world. A lot of things that just are not shown to light to the public. She will be privy to this type of information. She also has a little bit of Capricorn in the eighth house, so it's again this sense of structure. Like she's realizing that the dark secrets of the world, maybe the secret societies, they have a certain structure and protocol that they have to follow, and so she will be learning the secrets of these protocols. That's kind of what I see with Sagittarius and Capricorn in the eighth house. Now moving on to her ninth house. Her ninth house is, or she has Capricorn in her ninth house. Um, so the ninth house is about our higher learning. This is like our college years. So this is why we see her. She's gone the traditional route of going to college. Um, like most of us do right after high school. She has Venus in her ninth house in Capricorn, so she takes pride in her being a student while also being this rapper. She thinks that may set her apart from other rappers or other celebrities. She very much takes pride in her schoolwork, her being known to be in school. This person may think that there is strong value in being seen as someone that went to school. And she also has Neptune and Uranus in her ninth house in Capricorn. They're also, these two planets, Neptune and Uranus, are conjunct her midheaven. So I say all that to say this person probably, she has a very creative and innovative way of going to college. She is this rapper. She travels all over the world. So she probably has to do, or even before the pandemic, she probably had to do a lot of online classes, a very creative sort of way to finish her schoolwork, a very creative and innovative way to finish her schoolwork. So now we move on to her 10th house. Let's start with her midheaven. Her midheaven is actually at 29 degrees Capricorn, and then it goes into Aquarius. So it's kind of basically an Aquarius ruled house, but because it's in Capricorn, it's still kind of relevant to say. But she has her Mercury in Aquarius in her 10th house, and her Mercury is retrograde. The 10th house is our career, it is how we are seen to the public. And with Capricorn on the midheaven, you think of Capricorn as this like successful business person, and being a celebrity in your own right is a business in a way. Meg the Stallion is a business. Well, yes, Meg the Stallion in itself is a business. And then she has Mercury there, so this is about communicating, and she's a rapper. She's able to express her feelings or express her thoughts, mind you. So with the Mercury being there in her career house, that means that this person, their career is revolved around how they communicate with people. So let's look at her sun, because her sun in Aquarius at 26 degrees, according to my calculations, it says that her sun is in the 11th house, but it's on the cusp of her 10th and 11th house. So let's say her sun is in the 11th house, right? So this person is not necessarily known for their career, but they are known for their connections. It kind of flows together if you think about it, but you have to be able to distinguish the two. 11th house suns, or people with their sun in the 11th house, like they're known to their friends, if that makes sense. Like this person may have a lot of friends. She may be famous through her friends, or she may be the most famous in her friend group, if that makes sense. It's a lot about connections instead of maybe what her career does or what her career is. But because her sun is on this 10th house, 11th house cusp, it is her career that puts her in connection with, that makes her, it is her career that makes her so palatable to her friend group, if that makes sense. And then when we look at her 11th house, she has Pisces in there with Saturn. So this, when Pisces is in the 11th house, I see a person that is known to be very spiritual, known to be very wise, maybe to their friends, maybe known to be emotional or empathetic in a wise Piscean way. So it's quite, I would say it can be quite likable. But she has Saturn in her 11th house, and with 11th house being our friends, our connections, she's gonna learn that maybe she cannot be everybody's friend. She's gonna learn that a lot of people may not be able to be trusted. And this is actually another intercepted house that Meg has. So, the Pisces zodiac and her Saturn in Pisces, these are intercepted. So she's not able to necessarily, she can't see that she can't trust everybody. She's not going to be able to see it or learn it easily. She's going to have to learn the hard way, it seems like. This is kind of that everybody that has an intercepted house or a planet that's intercepted, they have to learn a certain lesson. So I feel like her lesson is that she just cannot trust everybody. She can't be friends with everybody. Even though Pisces is this wise and mutable sign, it wants to connect with others, but this is something that she'll have to learn. And then we move on to her 12th house. So her 12th, she has Aries in the 12th house. And she may be suppressing like an inner tomboy side to her, because Aries is aggressive and it could be assertive. And when it's in the 12th house is kind of our undoing. This is that side of us that If her first house is in Taurus and we see this beauty, Venus ruled person, right behind it is this Aries energy that, like, when she is aggressive, when she may be a little hot headed, or um, even her own identity, because Aries represents our identity. I think she may feel a little lost, or she may feel stuck with the hot girl persona that she portrays and this rapper personality that she portrays. She may struggle with who she actually is, like what she really likes. Maybe she may have issues accepting it or expressing it. So when I see Aries in the 12th house, I see someone that may have an issue with their own identity. They may have an issue with their aggressiveness, their assertiveness. So, that may be a life lesson or struggle that she may have to address sometime. She also has a little bit of Taurus in the 12th house, so she may get caught up with the overspending. We may see her emotionally spending. She may end up bankrupt or something. This is just speculation. We never know. She may have issues with her finances, maybe spending too much. But because when it's in the 12th house, it acts like Pisces, and Pisces can be very emotionally impulsive. So I would say for her to watch out on her overspending. And even with Aries and Taurus being in the 12th house, she may have an issue with her identity. So she may think that she needs to buy all these things in order for her to. She may feel like she needs to spend money on the luxuries in life in order to really realize who she is. So, guys, that was my interpretation on Meg the Stallion's birth chart. I felt like this is a very surface level interpretation of a birth chart. It was very surface level. I tried to. This was my first time making a video on reading someone's birth chart. So, go easy on me in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Did this kind of make sense? Do you think I'm all the way off? I'll be open to feedback. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.